Hey folks, Papa Joe here again. Dadgum tablet. I guess I don't have that SD card synchronized with this or something. I have talked to my boy tonight, work on that. So I was making a video and it just cut off on me point blank. I was into a political spiel on you. I've been watching off and on with this shutdown. I've been reading a little bit online about it, watching a little bit on TV about it, and yes, Fox News. Didn't even crack CNN or MSNBC and any of the other alphabets. Didn't want to hear what they had to say. I already knew what spin they was putting on it. They're trying to blame Trump. And that's just what I'm assuming. Like I said, I didn't turn it on to see. I'm here to tell you that it's more than Trump. I don't think Trump really is to blame at all for it. Could he have changed his mind on a couple of the agreements they're talking about? Well, sure. I've seen where they said that Trump would agree to something until he got back talking to his staff, then he'd change his mind. Well, guess what? That's what he's got staff for. I'm hearing somebody laying on their horn over here, wondering who's getting hit. But I think Trump is a very intelligent man, and I think he chose pretty wisely on who he is putting behind him to have his back and to make sure he's making some wise decisions. I often taught my kids growing up that a smart man doesn't know everything. A smart man knows where to get the information. And, okay, just pull right up and stop in front of me. So, I don't see where Trump is playing the know-it-all game. I see where Trump is putting people in a position to advise him. Now, it's real easy to throw rocks, but now, if I remember correctly, Bush caught a lot of flack about getting us into a war after the World Trade Center because he was saying that there was weapons of mass destruction. That was the feed that he had gotten, supposedly. And he was sending our troops in and the UN in to go and get these weapons of mass destruction. And when it turned out that there supposedly wasn't any, then he catch a lot of flack about not having better intelligence. So now you're going to blame Trump for having better intelligence? I don't. I don't have a problem with him agreeing while we're sitting here talking. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I think we can do that. And then he gets back to his people and they're like, yo, dude, this ain't good because of this. And then Trump saying, no, I don't want to do that. I was wrong. Never mind. Yeah, I ad-libbed a little bit. Imagine that. I think the biggest problem that we have in Washington, D.C. right now is that basically none of the establishment is afraid of Trump failing. I don't think they're afraid of that at all. I think what they're afraid of is Trump succeeding, being successful. Because if an outsider can come in and not play by all the establishment rules and make stuff better, that's going to make the whole country sit up and say, what the hell? Y'all been fighting with this for 20 years, 30 years, whatever years. How come this outsider came in and fixed it? And yes, I do believe that. The thing that gets me is if the government is shut down, why are our elected idiots being paid? If they cannot cooperate enough to keep the government running, they shouldn't get paid. If they can't come together to keep our military, first responders, the children taken care of, all this stuff that is shutting down right now, that really doesn't affect them. If they can't keep this stuff operating, they're not doing their job. And if you're not doing your job, you don't need to be paid. I totally agree with Trump on him taking a stand, which has been the United States stand for years. Before Trump, we've always had a stand that we don't negotiate with hostage holders. And right now, that's what the Democratic Party and a few rhinos are doing. They are attempting to hold us all hostage to get what they want. What they want is to protect some illegal offspring. I think something should be done where these children, which some of them aren't children, I know that. Some of them up in their 20s and whatnot. I understand that their parents came here illegal. And they was born and raised here. That this is the only life they know. Yeah, I think it would be really shitty to send them back or send them to Mexico. There's a few of them that it'd be going back to. But when they was taken out, they was so young and little, they don't remember. That's a roach coach I hear honking. Yeah, something does need to be done to help them individuals out, that 800,000 or whatever it is. But I'll tell you now, it is not the American people and our government's fault. Oh, well, let me recorrect that. It is not the American people and our military and the people that are being held hostage right now. It is not their fault what happened to this 800,000 people. It is the fault of our government and their parents. So, I'll watch and see if he was coming to my truck, but he ain't. Now, on top of that, Trump had told them that he was willing to deal with them and talk to them, and they had until March. This ain't March. This is January. So, and on top of that, from my understanding, they've reached some agreements that only need minor tweaking, and both parties agree on it. But instead of going ahead and funding our government and taking care of our people, they want to hold everybody hostage and play this game. And that's what it is. This is a political game. And I'm not happy about it. I also believe that if you have these non-essential people that the government can run without them, don't bring them back on. Let's cut that money and save some money. But there's some who don't like that idea. And yeah, I know. they call them non-essential, but there are some of them that we need. I understand all that. But I'm sure that if you're not just an irate idiot right now wanting to argue with me, you know what I'm saying. I don't know where this deal's going to go. I honestly hope that it is opening up a bunch of eyes for people. I hope that there's some Democrats out there that haven't just saturated themselves with the Kool-Aid, that still has a little bit of brain power left, that they're sitting back saying, wait a minute. Why is the Democrat Party holding our nation hostage over some illegal people? Why are they putting illegals before the American citizens? That's a hell of a question right there. Y'all ought to think about that, because that's what they're doing. They are more concerned about 800,000 illegals than they are about our military that is putting their lives on the line for you and I. How come everybody else's pay gets jacked with except theirs? I think their pay should be the first one that gets cut. I think if the government shuts down, they should be forced to work and have their pay cut. Now, unfortunately, to my understanding, whenever the government employees are allowed to come back, they'll still get all their pay. They'll be paid. This is a paid vacation for them. They just have to wait on their pay. More drama. And I tell you what I think about drama. Drain the swamp. Drain the swamp. I've seen some stuff where they are supposedly starting to investigate real hard on Bill and Hillary. I hope they go to jail. It's where they deserve to go, is to jail. This guy that parked in front of me, he got a lot of stuff blocked. He big make some people mad. That's just the Papa Joe version of it. That's my take on it. I think it's nothing but a political game. I think it's wrong. I don't think that any American should be doing without because our elected idiots are holding us hostage over illegals. That's the bottom line. Y'all remember, God loves you and so do I. Y'all have a blessed evening now. Bye.